Hello, good day everyone, and welcome again to my blog. So we are now, well, actually I'm blogging this on my my secret spy cam. And I think it's a good it's a good thing that I keep this recorded because I want to test fully the capabilities of my newly webcam, or my well, it's not exactly new, but my webcam, oh, not exactly webcam, my action camera, the Insta360 Go 3, which of course, like I said before, has high stabilization features. So I want to check out the full capabilities of it. So right now we are in a few hours before we do a mooring operations. So we're doing up our final checks on the ship before we we berthed, or we go alongside on the shore, or for loading operations. So yeah, a few moments ago you saw that someone is working on the lifeboat. We're just kind of putting up some anti-stowaway seals. It's part of our ISPS thing on board the ship. You know, the ISPS thing, International Shore Shore Security, and something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not really in particular with that kind of it's really a mouthful if you ask me. It's a really mouthful kind of procedures or rules in on this ship or on the maritime field, so I'm not gonna go through that. So right now I was tasked on what do you call this, a simple task. I was just basically preparing the what do you call this, the fire, what do you call this, sorry. I'm kind of what do you call this, locked when it comes to knowledge. Yeah, I was preparing here the firefighting device, basically the fire hose, as you can see. So yeah, I'm kind of preparing it right now. I was just tasked with that simple task after a few moments. So basically we have two fire hoses that should be on standby when it comes to loading and discharging operations. But since we do not know yet which side, either port side or starboard side, with the ship that will be going alongside on the shore, it is best that we just keep it in the middle. So if this ship goes on to the port side, then I will just simply drag out my hose going to the left side of the ship. If it's going to the right, or it's gonna dock on the right side of the ship, then I will have to drag the hose on the right side. But in the meantime, while I do not know, or it is not known yet up to now, which side the ship will dock, we'll just have to keep it on the middle. So yeah, simple preparation thing. So I just have to connect it here on the what do you call this, on the fire hose connection. So yeah, I'm just gonna put the nozzle here. There we go. Nice. So by the way, if you ask where does the water coming from the fire hose, well, basically the ship has a suction, and it sucks seawater out from of course from the sea to we have a special more like a machinery for that. It sucks water from the sea, and then goes through that machine, and then goes to the fire line, and then goes to the fire hose. Yeah, that's the simple thing. It's more like a fire hydrant, to be honest. We call it fire line, but basically if you put it on the land-based structure, it's more like a fire hydrant. We call it fire connection or something like that. Well, anyway, that's a firefighting device. So yeah, so in the meantime, I am now oh yeah, one more thing I would just like to add. There are two positions of fire hoses that we put every loading or discharging operations. One on the back side, or on the aft section of the manifold, and the other, this one that you're looking at, is the forward section or the front section of the manifold. So I just have to pull it on the box there. No, I don't have to drag it. I'm just gonna connect it here. There we go. Oh yeah, by the way, the foam water here is basically salt water. If you're seeing the yellow one, it's a special chemical what do you call this? A chemical firefighting water. We call it foam. It's basically used. That chemical is basically used for oil types of fire. But since for the basics, it's not really required that we have a foam connection right now, and we're just doing the fire line connection right over here, which is basically it just pumps out water, seawater to be specific. So yeah, so that's the simple task that I have done right now. Very simple. It takes less than a few minutes, and there we go. So I'll probably be heading back to the bosun and ask which job I will have to do next. The next job was supposed to be that I have to be on putting the garbage in the garbage locker, but unfortunately Messman seems to be, well, I haven't taken out the trash yet, so I still have to wait. And while I'm waiting for my next my next job that I have to do, or next preparation that we have to do, I'll go ask the bosun what's the next job, or the boatswain, or whatever you call it. So we got a very long and wide ship. Thanks, because this is the boat that the ship that I'm working out is basically a VLCC. You can see it, how wide the deck area is and how long it is. But if you want to be specific, it's about 300 plus meters. Take note, meters, not feet. So meters, 300 meters long. I don't know how wide it is. I think it's around more than 40 or 60, I guess, wide. But well, I'm not. I have to check on the specifics on how wide the ship is. But I do know, based from what you're looking at, that this ship is very, very wide. So no surprise on that. So I'm just gonna go through for a walk here. It takes a while for walking. Yeah, I guess that's the thing when it comes to working to VLCCs. Walking from one end to the other really takes a lot of time. At least from what we're looking at here on the video. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Well, yeah, the good thing about here on my camera is that you can see we have a very, very good stabilization stabilization video. It's not shaky, so it's a big improvement from my last spy camera, which if you're asking, my previous spy camera was basically just a cell phone stuck on my pocket. Yeah. Yes, indeed, that was my spy cam before. But now, of course, I'm using now the 360, so I got a little bit upgrade from that. So I'm checking the trash, but unfortunately, it's the Messman's not bringing out yet the trash, so I probably have to bring. I have to probably bring out the trash. So I'm just gonna go for the dry store here. I think Messman has hidden a stash of some sort of garbage here. Yeah, I know. So let me see. I think we had some trash here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Let's check here. I guess this one's plastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the plastic one because that's the one that's I'm looking for as garbage. That's the one that I have to put up on the drum. Now for food waste, I don't know how Messman disposes the food waste, but I'll leave it up to him. But for now, before the ship commences, or a few hours before the ship goes on the mooring operation, I have to take all the trash and put it in on the garbage, garbage dumpster. And there we go. That practically solves my plastic garbage here. Oh yeah, by the way, just to have an additional information, the garbage here on board a ship is always separated. Red for plastic, black for paper, wood, and metal, and gray for, of course, incinerated ash, or basically just ash. Now blue, as you can see here, is the food waste. But we only use the food waste. Normally we just throw the food waste on the ocean because it's biodegradable. It gets easily dissolved. Now for the if it's non-biodegradable, that's the part where we have to segregate. And it's mostly plastics.
Yeah. Ninja moves.
All right, so
Like
I am
ultra
just
ninja moves.
yeah, I was just talking with my co-worker there because he's basically putting up seals here to prevent stowaways from from stowaways from hiding on the lifeboat. So we do have stowaway.
Yung pinaka-proa ng manifold tsaka pupa ng manifold.
Yeah, we're kind of saying here that we're gonna go on the forward part of the ship just to do a routine sweep for stowaways. Think of it, it's not exactly a stowaway search, but it's more like we're checking all available spaces that a stowaway might hide. So anyway, it's part of ISPS, ISPS checks before we go on board.
Plastic, pero nilagay ko na lang sa drum. Tapos food waste, pero hindi ko na yun bahala na si Mesman doon.
Right. So that was the some monkey chatter. Monkey chatter with my co-worker. And there is our bosun. Right. Okay. Right. The funny thing about my spy camera is that they never even notice it's already right in front of them. Well, my spy camera, to be honest, tip-wise, it looks more like a button. The button shirt. That's how you look at it from the outside. But in the inside, of course, I'm hiding all the machinery under, or the equipment underneath my coveralls. And if you're asking it, it's on my chest area. So there, we're walking side by side with my coworker and our bosun here, or well, if you're asking what the term bosun is on the nautical term, think of it as we're in the construction we're in the construction job. The bosun is basically the foreman. Yes. Yes, the bosun, to be specific, is the foreman in the construction. So he's basically think of it as more like your supervisor. Well, I never worked in the construction before, to be honest. I'm usually more on a security personnel, so I don't know about construction jobs. But I do know each job, whether what kind of industry you are, there's always a supervisor. In the military, there's your supervisor, which is the sergeant, going up. But here in the maritime civilian field, we have the bosun here, which is directly responsible for us grunts here working.
Ito yung foam, nandito yung foam, pero malayo.
So right now we're just doing some our typical sweep of spaces that a stowaway might hide. And you can see on the bosun's lower right side of it, he has some sort of sealed what do you call this? Sealed nylon tapes or sealed nylon wires that we use for sealing those spaces. But anyway, we're gonna show that later because we're headed off on the anchor chain locker, which is basically the space where you put all the anchor chains of the ship. It's a storage area, to be specific, and we're gonna have to seal that. So we're just gonna go through a walk with our bosun here. Okay. Right. Well, it's a very long walk, so I'll probably have to summarize the video later on. So right now we're going onto the port side anchor or the winches, though there's a space there where stowaways might hide, so we have to seal those anchor chain space with the nylon tape.
Yung bakal.
So we're already here. We have
ang nilalagay lang yan, tapos parang gagilid, tapos sagwin nila.
Bigat yan eh.
Yun nga lang, mabigat eh.
Ang naipit nga ako dyan ang tinanggal ko eh. Akit.
Right, so Bosun says that he had an accident on his fingers when he was trying to put the metal plate on that.
Makapasok ka dyan.
By the way, that metal plate that you're looking at here is very heavy. It at least weighs around 4 or 5 kilograms. But it's heavy enough as more like it's heavy and serves as a cover for the anchor chain locker. So I'm trying to tell the bosun that I have
Hindi
a
ko
hard
kasya,
time
mataba na ako eh.
fitting on that space, so I have to remove my helmets just to fit in there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, well, I got fat. So we're trying to put on that metal, the view now is kind of obstructed by this metal plate, or this, this metal thing right in front of the camera.
Sa ilalim ito. Yun yung ano dito.
So anyway, there.
Dali lang hindi kasi ako.
Right. Okay. Well, I have to change position because I could not fit on that tiny space.
Teka. Try ko
Yeah,
yung iba.
so I have to go outside and try to fit on the small space right beneath here. Right. Okay. There we go. That should be enough. Right, so I'm on the railings there. You can see here on the view that that is the plate that we're trying to move and put into place.
Dahil mo nagkasya ako dito.
Yeah, honestly, I could not believe myself that I fit on such a tiny space. I always thought I was fat and would not even put on that to that kind of hole. We could seal off that space, or what do you call this? Lock it, to be specific. So you can see here, this is the entrance to the anchor chain. It's quite a bit small enough. So this is the metal plate that we just put. Right. Alright, so I'm just gonna boost up my audio here. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was fitting on a tight, I was fitting on a very tight space on that. So you can see here, I was already pulling up the wire. So yeah, it's already put up on the eye on that, or the flat eye at the bottom of it. Alright. So I'm trying to adjust. It already adjusted its position. So we can see here, I'm glad that the video was fully covered by my spy camera. So you can see here on how we secure the anchor chain space on the anchor chain space, or anchor chain locker. So we're trying to, I could just stop you and take the video over here on this side angle. So while the person, my co-worker, works on it.
ISPS daw eh.
So yeah, he's mentioning about ISPS.
Sa tingin mo ba?
Yeah, my bosun here has a habit of saying baby or something like that. He has the habit. It's not nasty, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of like saying honey or something in English. He always says, honey, well, we're not finished yet, honey, let's go. Something like that. Yeah, that's how the way he always acts. Think of it as more like your cowboy accent on Tagalog or on our local language. He kind of speaks like that. So he told me to write down the number or the serial number of the seal that we put up on the anchor chain locker entrance.
So natin na 6 digit to sa wedding.
Right.
Sleeping time.
Alright, so you can see that my coworker just got out of that hole.
Okay.
And I'll probably have to put on my equipment or my belt here. So you can see as well here, it's all the view that the entrance to the bosun store is also being sealed off by one of my co-workers here. Just to prevent, of course, stowaways from hiding on that place. But it's not exactly a deterrent, but it's more like an indication if someone has entered that space and probably hiding. So it's more like, think of it as more like a tripping marker or something. So there, I'll probably have to put on my helmet now. Okay. Well, going on to the mooring operation will be, docking. So also one of the holes here that we have to seal is this one. This hole or hatch is basically where we put out our mooring equipment. So that's this small hatch right over there.
Sino gusto dito? Hindi ako.
Yeah,
Take your time.
our foreman there is kind of joking that he's kind of pissed on the anchor change for the pilot boarding the ship. Oh yeah, by the way, the pilots in the maritime
lang yun eh. Hindi
pilots in
natin alam kung ano
aviation
tatama
are
ng numero.
kind of different. The pilot in the maritime just only boards the ship if the ship is going to go for the docks or basically or anchorage area compared to the aviation. I myself saying this as aviation student. Basically, we're basically the pilots. No one goes in and out of the plane, and once you're there, you're basically count yourself as a pilot. But in the maritime, pilots and captains are basically the different types of job positions. So if he's a captain of the ship, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the pilot as well. So we're now heading back to our accommodation area block, and like I said, we're going. Yeah, well, we're gonna wait for further instructions. So I guess I will just have to conclude my video over here on our today's work. So if you kind of like my video, I'd just like to ask if it's okay to you to kindly click on that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. It will really help me a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. So again, this is Operator 214. Have a great day, everyone, and see you again on our next recorded vlog session. So bye bye for now. Bye bye. See you around.
Manang kinisting yung mga